everybody? It's Tay Wiz coming live at you. I got Jenaro here and his father, Mr. Harris. Pretty much we're going to sit down. We're going to talk about the ups and downs of being an athlete playing basketball over in Mexico. So, Jenaro, let me know what's going on in Mexico, how you like it over there now.
Oh, man, I mean, it was a great experience, man. I mean, going there, a whole entirely different culture, man. People just, experiencing all that, man. It was definitely life-changing, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, from just, the basketball aspect, just everything's so different, man. I mean, the language, I mean, the people, man. I mean, they take it serious out there, man. It's like, you see out here, we got the NBA. I mean, you go to another country, like, that's the NBA of that country.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they take stuff out there just as serious as we do out here, man. And it's really a blessing, man, just, to have that opportunity to go out there and play and, have a chance to really get paid to do what you love, man. I mean, it's just great to be in that position, man. But it's a lot of hard work that comes with it. But
So, what was like one of the things that you really love about playing basketball in Mexico?
well, I mean, for one, I'd say the city I was in. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be in a really big city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a real nice city, man. It was, it was a lot to do. So, I mean, like, everywhere I went, I mean, people knew I played. So, like, when I went out, man, people would always, say what's up to me. They would obviously speak Spanish,
Right.
so it'd be a little hard for me to, interpret sometimes. But, I mean, that was one of the greatest things, too. And, I mean, like, after game and stuff, everybody want to take pictures with you and all that, man. I mean, and sometimes it didn't even matter how you did. It was just the fact that you were out there and they knew you was on the team, man. They would show you a lot of love, man. Just, making it that far. That was pretty cool, man. I can't lie.
Cool. Now, Dad, so what was the thing that how you pushed Jenaro to be the player that he is now? Like, how would you motivate him to get him bigger, stronger, and faster as he coming up through the ranks?
Well, a key factor is when you're a child, recognizing whether your kid is a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it could be in the classroom, it could be in a trade, it could be in a sport, and he showed signs in early childhood of being a competitor. He would respond under pressure in sports, particularly rec league basketball, and we gradually moved into AAU at a very early age. I'm talking 8 or 9,
Right.
and pressure situations began to arise, and you always look for those kids that can respond under pressure, not just hitting a big shot or making a steal, but the way they interact with you on the sideline, even off the court.
Mm-hmm.
You look for those types of things because those translate as points, team unity, team development, personal development. So I had a lot of training in evaluating children and their skills, their talents, and then being able to nurture that. But the bottom line is, if you go into a competitive situation, how does that individual handle pressure?
Mm-hmm.
And pressure is really knowing that you are under pressure.
Right.
And he seems to have always responded to being under pressure by making a smart decision, but mainly hitting a big shot. I've seen him hit shots with a second left in the game when no one else wants the ball, and he has very good communication skills. Eye contact, you can see him in games, camps, communicating with the the coaches,
Mm-hmm.
players. Those are the things, the invisible factors, intangibles you look for in any person.
Right.
And that's some of those things you're born with. Some you can cultivate, but when you're under pressure, it's there or it's not.
So another question I got for you, Pops. The one thing I always ask players, you always ask a player, where's their weakness? What was the one weakness you thought he had in this game you thought he could have got better in or he has gotten better in?
I would say, he had to increase his strength and conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
and then defensively, he was there was some lack there. There was some issue about moving with the offender, cutting off corners and spaces, and he corrected that. It was as he got older, and you're faced with, okay, if I want to go to the next level, I got pro scouts or college scouts telling me this is where I got to work on. Now, do you want to work on it or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because you get exposed at the pro level. So you if you're dedicated to the game, if you honor the game, you go back into the gym, you correct those types of things.
Right.
And then you get put to test. So those are and the strength and conditioning. I mean, we both have a high metabolism. I was always very thin as a young person, and you just can't overcome that.
Right.
You just wait till your metabolism starts slowing down. You try to eat more, and he's actually put on a lot of mass since then. He's close to having a pro type body. So those are the things, and really it's hard work. It's long hours. You got to decide, and whatever your profession is, it requires long work and hours, and he puts that in, and that's I can't control that. That's something that you either it's in your heart, like what you do, and you took time to come here, organize this, and the type of questions you think things through. You know what it takes to, get to the next level. And that's what it's about to succeed in any adventure in life.
So back to you, Jenaro. So for the young fans or the guys who have played collegiate ball, or some of the guys that have played professional NBA ball, to get back into basketball, what are some of the workouts that you go through on a typical day?
Typical day, I'll normally start off, first thing is stretching. Stretching is a big key, man. You got to at least stretch for 10 to 15 minutes, that's the first thing. And then after that, usually start with the basics. You want to start off getting, some form shooting in, make sure you're doing the basics, following through, making sure, the basics, beef, however your coach taught you in middle school or whatever, you want to make sure you got those down. Then, after that, I'll go into, basic ball handling drills, throw out some cones, dribble with both hands, 2-ball dribbling, stuff like that. Do that for a little bit. Then after that, I'll start going into, making, combo moves, coming off a screen, coming off a chair, cutting, stuff like that. Just getting loose, trying to practice like, game situational type of things, And then I'll probably end it with some conditioning, some running and shooting drills, timing, things like that for the most part.
So another thing is, everybody runs drills.
Right.
What is your favorite drill you like to run? What is your least favorite drill you like to do?
I say my favorite drill I like to run is one of my trainers. We run this drill where you gotta hit 10 shots, I want to say, in a minute going up and down. So I'll run down the court, run back, and I have to catch it from the 3 and shoot. And I got to try to make 10 in a minute. So, I like that drill because it's challenging, but at the same time, I know I can get it done, but it's something where I got to make sure I'm on my game to do it. As far as least favorite drills, got this one drill I'll do where I'll defensive slide around the court, and I'll have to come down, and I'll catch the ball, I have to rip through, and I'll have to make 2 elbow shots in a row. And if I don't make it, I have to go back and do it again until I make it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
So we go back to Mr. Harris. Right. We'll call him Pops. So, what's the one thing you have seen Jenaro grow in the most, like on the basketball court, as his growth wise, as being a professional player?
I would say the aggression, his ability to take command in a game, and again, that's something that either you have or you don't. He has the ability now to come down and read the defense, and if he's got to pull it, he'll pull it, and he has no problem. He can read when to break down the defense. He can make the extra pass. He can extend an offense. So his overall knowledge of the game has increased dimensionally due to his type of training. But like I said, he at a very young age exhibited the ability to understand the dynamics going on in a game, and that's you need that kind of floor general when if you're trying to win, and then you have to be able to see that in a player.
All right, last question for Jenaro. How did you finish this season? Where you want to be at next year, coming to next season? Or did you win a championship, or your goal is to become a champion in the year to come?
Well, didn't actually finish the season that well. The team we were on, we had a lot of work to do, man. So it was more just gaining that experience, of having the opportunity to play out there. We lost a lot of games, but the experience was good, being out there. What I'm looking forward to next year is just having an opportunity to play in a tougher league in the same country. Being back in Mexico, playing in a higher level league. The stakes are higher. Everything's just going to be a little bit tougher. So having that opportunity is definitely, you know, something I'm looking forward to. You know, it's going to mean I'll have to put in more work, you know, more hours, more focus, you know, more sacrifices. So, I mean, that's definitely, you know, that's what it's all about for me, man. That's what it's all about.
There you have
Sure.
it. Tay Wiz coming live, just not from the man cave. I'm on the road. I'm at the Harris's household. That's Mr. Harris right there, Jenaro Harris. All right, you know, we out of here.
This
Peace.
guy's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.